Official announcement script M a midnight name update. Hey everyone, I've got an important update about one of the most iconic characters in the JLBMA universe. So as you all know, the character many of you have come to recognize as Mr. Midnight might be going through a major name change. Moving forward, there are two possible directions. Either his name will officially be changed to Mr. Murknight, or Mr. Murknight will become his alternate name, existing alongside Mr. Midnight. Now you're probably wondering, why make this change? The main reason comes down to originality and identity. The name Mr. Midnight is already associated with existing works, including Mr. Midnight, Beware the Monsters, the Mr. Midnight book series, and even the song Mr. Midnight released in 2020 by Raheem Devon. Because of that, keeping the name Mr. Midnight could create confusion and make it harder for this character to stand out as something truly unique. And that's where Mr. Murknight comes in. The name Murknight keeps that same dark, mysterious, powerful energy, but it's more original, more ownable, and much stronger when it comes to building a brand, growing a fan base, and even future trademark potential. This isn't just a name change, it's about leveling up the character's identity. So whether he becomes fully known as Mr. Murknight, or a dual identity character known as Mr. Midnight, Mr. Murknight, one thing stays the same. He's still the same powerful, mysterious force in the JLBMA universe. Make sure to stay tuned, because the final decision is coming soon. And it's going to shape the future of this character forever. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer Mr. Midnight or Mr. Murknight? The evolution is just beginning.
Here's a clear, respectful full script you can use. Full script announcement. Hey everyone. I want to take a moment to talk about an important update regarding one of my characters. The name Daxodog will most likely be changed to Daxodog moving forward. After doing some research, I learned that the word Dago is actually considered the derogatory and offensive ethnic slur. It has been used historically to insult people of Italian, Spanish, or Portuguese descent. The term is believed to have originated from the name Diego, and over time, it became associated with hate speech and disrespect. Because of that, I do not want my work, my characters, or anything I create to be connected to something that could hurt or offend people. That's not what I stand for. So to keep things positive, respectful, and creative, I'm choosing to move away from that name and replace it with something original and safe. Daxodog. I believe Daxodog keeps the same strong, catchy energy while also being unique and appropriate for everyone. Thank you for understanding and supporting this change. I'm always working to improve my creations and make sure they represent something positive for everyone. More updates coming soon.
Should I rename Covyxter to Covyxter? What if I told you your character's name could be the reason your entire brand succeeds or fails? Today we're talking about one of the most powerful decisions you can make. Should Covyxter become Covyxter? And trust me, this isn't just about sounding cool. This is about branding, legality, and future-proofing your entire universe. Scene 1. The problem. So here's the situation. You created a character named Covyxter. It sounds unique. It feels powerful. But there's one big issue. The word COVID. Now here's the truth. COVID-19 is the name of a real-world disease. That means nobody owns the word COVID. But also, you can't own it either. And that creates a serious problem if you want to build a brand. Scene 2, trademark reality. Let's break it down simply. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, also known as the USPTO, looks at names like this very carefully. Here's what matters. 1, you can't trademark COVID by itself. It's considered generic and public use. 2, a full unique name might work. Something like Covyxter could possibly be trademarked. But 3, there are risks. It could be seen as offensive. It could be rejected for referencing a global pandemic. It might face extra legal review. So even if it's allowed, it's not a safe long-term move. Scene 3, the evolution idea. Now here's where things get interesting. What if instead of keeping Covyxter, you evolve it into something stronger? Covyxter. Listen to that name. It keeps the original vibe, but transforms it into something more futuristic, more brandable, more ownable, and most importantly, it removes the direct real-world reference. Scene 4, why Covyxter is powerful. Let's break it down. Covyxter equals unique plus original. That means higher chance of trademark approval. It's easier to claim usernames everywhere. A stronger identity for your universe. It sounds like names you'd hear in powerful franchises. Think about it. Names that stand out always win. Scene 5, story lore idea. Now let's turn this into story power. Instead of just renaming, make it part of the lore. Lore mode, cinematic voice. Long ago, he was known as Covyxter, a name tied to a chaotic era, but he evolved. He became something beyond that world, something untouchable. Covyxter. Now the name change isn't a problem. It's a transformation arc. Scene 6, final decision. So here's the simple answer. Yes, Covyxter might be trademarked as a full name, but it comes with risks and limitations. The Covyxter is safer, stronger, more original, more future-proof. Outro call to action. So now I'm asking you, which name is stronger? Covyxter or Covyxter? Comment your choice. And if you're building your own character universe, remember this. The right name doesn't just sound cool. It builds empires.
ReyzorBoy, State Pickle, ReyzorBoy name change theory, ReyzorBoy, ReyzorBoy or Reyavoy. What if the name ReyzorBoy isn't the final version? In the world of the JLB Rotaines universe, names aren't just labels, they're identity codes. And today, we're breaking down a major naming shift that could completely redefine the character we know as ReyzorBoy. So here's the situation. The name ReyzorBoy might be getting replaced. And not just once, but possibly evolving into one of 3 variants. ReyzorBoy, Reyavor, ReyzorBoy. And each version carries a slightly different tone, energy, and branding direction. Why the change is happening. One major reason behind this possible shift comes from influence outside the core universe, specifically the comic series The Boy of Death. Now, The Boy of Death is a fantasy action manhwa, where a boy trades years of his life for tickets that let him use the abilities of the dead. He ends up protecting a girl and fighting bullies in a world that mixes psychological tension with action storytelling. But here's the key point. Even though it sounds dark, it's actually not as heavy as people expect. The tone is more repetitive, action-driven than deeply grim, and that creates an interesting contrast. So, creators working in similar death-themed boy protagonist spaces may want a name that feels less generic, more original, more brandable, and more legally safe. Section, breaking down the name options. Let's analyze the 3 contenders. ReyzorBoy feels sharp and futuristic. It sounds like energy, speed, and precision, almost like a weapon name. ReyzorBoy leans darker and more emotional. It has a grave echo vibe closer to sorrow, loss, and aftermath energy. ReyzorBoy is the most aggressive sounding. It feels like a fusion of Razor and Reaper, clean, dangerous, and franchise-ready. Section, full name branding. Now here's where it gets even more important. The full name could define the official canon identity. ReyzorBoy State Pickle, ReyzorBoy State Pickle, ReyzorBoy State Pickle. This surname style addition, State Pickle, turns the character into something more structured, almost like a registered lineage or universe classification. It separates him from being just a Dark Boy character and pushes him into full franchise territory. Section, what this means for the character. If ReyzorBoy is retired, this isn't just a rename. It's a rebranding move. It suggests a shift away from generic Death Boy naming tropes, a move toward original identity creation, and a stronger attempt to stand apart from similar manga wanwa concepts like The Boy of Death. So the real question is ReyzorBoy too generic for the future? And if so, is the true final form ReyzorBoy State Pickle, or something even more unexpected? Let me know which name you think should become canon, because in this universe, names don't just describe characters, they define what they become.